Welcome back, Chris.
Welcome back, Dan.
And listeners and viewers.
Yes.
Bar Podcast, episode 7.
7. We've made it.
Right. We've made it. I don't know what 7 is significant for.
No, me either.
Mind you, there's
It's better than 6.
Yeah, it was. It will be.
It will be.
It will be.
It's more than 6.
It's more than 6.
That's the
It's
main
less
thing.
than 10, though.
Yeah, we're still reaching for double figures.
We will get there.
We'll get there.
One week at a time, mate.
Yeah.
1 week at a time. That's
Yeah.
all we can do. Chris, Norm MacDonald. Wow, one of my favourite comedians of all time.
I know.
I mean, I have been watching nothing but Norm Macdonald videos.
Mm.
I know you've probably been doing your research and all that sort of
Well,
stuff.
I've watched a few Norms. I was never really big into him as a comedian, but I did understand why people liked him.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always, he's in movies. And so I've been watching a lot more of his stand-up lately. And I find his interviews on talk shows are really, really good.
Oh, there were some golden moments.
So those kind of things really amuse me. And it's sad that he's gone. If you like him or not, he was brilliant at what he did.
Brilliant at what he did. One of my favourites, So, R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. Yeah. Oh, what a way to start the show. But I can't not acknowledge the great man himself. And I see, look, Chris has brought some new books with him this time. And look, we got Are We Having Fun Yet by Semi Hagar. And it's the Cooking and Partying Handbook. Now, what is Semi doing in this book? Because he owns a thing, doesn't he? A Cabo Wabo.
He used to own the Cabo Wabo. Now he owns a rum company.
Okay.
This is the book that it's a cooking book.
It's a cooking book.
Yep.
A rock star
all
cooking
about tequila. This is the one that when I met him, he signed for me.
All right. What did he say? Chris, keep on trucking?
Does he see that?
Mahalo. Oh, signed first edition, Semi Hagar.
Yeah. But no, we had a good little chat.
Yeah.
He was in a band many years ago. He did a once-off called HSAS. Because every band member in the band, they use their last initial.
Mm-hmm.
H for Hagar and so forth. And then he started Chickenfoot.
Oh, right. This is post Van Halen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So he started Chickenfoot with Sammy Hagar, obviously, and then Joe Satriani joined.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Smith from Chili Peppers played drums, and Michael Anthony.
Yep.
So when I went and saw him for this, I said to him, do you know that you're still discussing the title for your new band? I know Chickenfoot's is an option, which it shouldn't be, but you could call yourself HSAS again, part 2. And he's like, we have actually discussed that.
So
because it just worked out to be the same, different people, but the same letters for the name.
And he didn't actually look at you and go, yeah, right, mate. We've done that already.
He said, we've already talked about that. Possibility. But they ended up going with Chickenfoot, which they shouldn't have.
No, Chickenfoot.
They should have just disbanded.
That's a topic for another day, I think. Hey, what was his Montrose? Did you ever get in Montrose?
No, I haven't. Not because I didn't like them, it's because I haven't really listened to them enough to go, okay, let's listen to them. I know how good he was from what I've read.
Oh, they had a song
Sammy was
called
great in it.
Bad Motor Scooter.
Yeah.
Get on your Bad Motor Scooter. Oh, it's a cool song.
Yeah.
Bad Motor Scooter is a cool song. And he had some cool solo stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I Can't Drive 55.
Brilliant song.
Yeah. It was.
And the way that they played it on the Live Without a Net tour.
That's right, they did it, didn't they?
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Everything seems to send a band of Eddie Van Halen, doesn't it?
Pardon?
Everything seems to send it back to Eddie Van Halen, doesn't it, at some point?
Yeah.
Is he the centre of the universe? You are wearing a Van Halen shirt.
I am. This is because of the topic today.
The topic today? What's the topic today?
Let me think.
That's right. Rolling Stone have recently published the 500 greatest songs of all time to a resounding...
What the?
It's definitely... Look, we're not going to go into all 500 songs.
Controversial.
It's a controversial thing.
It's probably the only time I've ever read the top 500. Not that I went through from 500 to 1, but the top 10, top 20.
Top 20 is probably...
Made me go, what the hell is going on here?
Yes, well, look, obviously they get... It's not just the Rolling Stone editors. They get people from all sorts of musical backgrounds and everything like that to put in their votes. But, geez, lots of surprises... And
more surprises than not.
More surprises than not. And it made me come up with the idea of, well, what's Chris and mine 5 favourite songs?
You said 3 originally.
I said 3.
Please have at least 5.
And then Chris said, can't we do albums in different genres? I went, oh, Chris, just Make it up.
But we can do 3. That's fine.
I know. I know one of them for you is "Wannabe" by the Spice Girls, but we'll talk.
It's
about
a good
that.
song. It really is.
It actually was a good pop song.
And I saw them live.
Chris, you are full of surprises, like this list.
I did see them live.
I'm sure they were fun. I think it's fun, the operative word there.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. I didn't want to go, to be honest.
No, of course not.
But the way it worked was, I was in Brisbane still, living here before I moved to London.
Yeah.
And I went to see Black Label Society.
And they were on the same bill.
They opened. No, but I went and saw them, and the person I was going to go with cancelled at the last minute. So I had a free ticket.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't find someone to go last minute. So I asked my Lexi, my partner, to come with me, and she goes, "Okay, fine, I'll go."
Uh-huh.
Not liking metal really at all, not even knowing who Black Label Society is, but she came along and said, "You owe me."
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Don't ever agree to something when your partner says, "You owe me for this," because then in London, when we lived in London, the Spice Girls did their reunion tour, and she wanted to go. And she said, "You're coming with me." And I'm like, "To what?" And she's like, "The Spice Girls." I'm like, "There's no chance I'm going to the Spice Girls." And she goes, "But you owe me for Black Label Society." I'm like, "Ugh." So I went. And
I'm surprised,
to be honest...
at least she didn't say you at the end of Black Label Society, she didn't say, "I'm going to get you for this."
Yeah, that's true. She didn't do that. But to be honest with you, to say I've seen the Spice Girls in London, and to be honest, it was a really good show. It was so fun.
I imagine it would.
It was a fun show to watch. So
they were all about fun.
I think I was out of the two of us, I was a happier one because she still saw Black Label Society and didn't really care. Where I saw Black Label Society and the Spice Girls, and I enjoyed it.
Tell me, when you were sitting there, standing watching Black Label Society, did you at any time look over to see how she was?
Yeah.
And what was the?
Well, she didn't know what to wear because she didn't have any metal shirts, and none of my shirts fit her. So she wore a pink Playboy. On a black top.
That's fine.
But she was the only one there wearing that. And everyone else was metal because they're a different breed again, the Black Label Society fans. Mm-hmm. They are full on with the whole patches.
Oh, were they the real metal fans for Black Label Society?
They were like the ones with all the, it's like bikie clothing.
That's the patches. Real metal guys, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they sell all their gear to be like. So, but she went along with me, so I was very happy for her to do so. I appreciated it. And we stood near the back and I watched and she listened and that was the end of it. We went home and I wouldn't say she hated it, but we haven't spoken since. It's been 11 years.
I love that. You owe me. I've never had that reaction taking someone to a show.
Yeah.
You owe me.
And never did I think it would be a Spice Girls concert. No. Not that I were back, but it was all right. And then a lot of people who wanted to go see Spice Girls, they couldn't because they were meant to tour Australia, the same tour, and they cancelled.
Did they really?
Yeah. So people from Australia couldn't see it, but I went and saw it. So I felt
there's
bad
a badge of honour for you, Chris. Put that on your medal, Black Label Society, Spice Girls UK tour.
I still have the T-shirt. No, just kidding.
With you, you're full of surprises. Last time we talked, well, not the time before, you hated Dio, but now you've seen Spice. You, dude, man.
I've been, people have been messaging me about Dio.
Have they really?
Yeah.
We're going to discuss this. We're going to get to the top 500 here. We'll probably only have time once we
Let's do the other thing another time. Let's talk about music, because it is a really quite strange top 10.
It is. Now tell me, what have they been saying to you about your Dio before we get going?
Just things like...
please keep your comments coming. Love them.
Yeah, one guy wrote to me saying that he's a great singer. He wrote good songs.
Yes.
Black Sabbath was great with him in it.
Yes. I think that was me.
No,
it wasn't me. I think I
didn't like the rainbow kind of music, but he called him a bit of a F-wit. Well, and I don't know much about Dio to think that he's that, but this guy wouldn't come up with that for no reason, so there must be reason behind it.
Yeah.
Another fellow who I know has tattoos.
Sure, he wasn't talking about Richie Blackmore, because he's a bit of a...
No, tattoos on his hand.
Yeah.
Holy Diver.
Yeah.
So he's a fan of Dio. Mm-hmm. I was very surprised I didn't like him.
I'm surprised he didn't come up to you and go, "Holy Diver," I just... For those listening, I just sort of pretended to punch Chris in the face with
Yeah.
that. But if you're lucky enough to watch the video, you would have seen that spectacular moment.
Yeah, it was very good. Good movement. Good motion. But yeah, no, so just a few comments from people. But it's not that we're arguing over it. I never said he wasn't a good singer. And I never said he didn't write great songs with Black Sabbath.
There you
and I didn't say that I didn't think any of the songs on Rainbow were good. I just don't like his singing. I'm not a big fan of what he's done.
No.
That's it.
You just made it worse. You were almost getting out of that hole.
No hole. I'll dig myself in.
We'll stay there, please. Right. I'll talk down to you in the hole.
Not a fan.
I'm going to yell at you, Chris. Chris! 500 top songs on Rolling Stone. Which way do you want to go? 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
I think we should go 10 to 1.
Okay, here we go. Number 10 is Outcast with Hey Ya.
The greatest songs of all time.
Outcast.
10.
Hey Ya.
Outcast.
And Hey Ya.
Hey Ya.
Now.
Like, seriously, people.
A fun song.
Absolutely.
A fun video.
If that was the title, top 500 fun songs, it should be 10, probably even higher.
Fun video.
Yep, totally agree.
Is it the 10th best song of all time?
No.
Even for me, and I'm not a big Outkast fan, but they got a song called B.O.B., Bombs Over Baghdad.
Yep.
Kills Hey Ya.
Oh, really?
Kills Hey Ya anytime.
Yep.
The rapping that Andre 3000 does on B.O.B. is phenomenal.
Right.
Real speedy, and Outkast is a pop song.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not anything special.
Did it start a movement? This is what I want to talk about. Is it influential now? Is this saying something about you and me and where we sit in the world of pop music at the moment?
When we first discussed this topic, and we both saw the top 10, we both said it must be a new generation of people voting.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Because it's a whole different lineup to what we've always seen in the top 500 in any magazine top 10.
Yep.
This is just absurd to us. Now, is it because we're getting older?
That's a good question. This is the discussion I suppose I want to have about this. Is this absurd to us because, just because it's not full of the usual suspects, that we're going, oh, these kids today don't know music, but they know this is a new generation thing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out where Outkast fits in the music today. I get it if Kanye West is influencing people.
Yeah.
Because like or hate Kanye, he's a phenomenal artist in my opinion. His production, the way he comes up with the sounds on his albums, you think, where did he get that from?
Yeah.
What made him sit there in the studio and go, and now we want to do this, and now I want to put a choir here.
Yeah.
If you hear something from Kanye like Ultralight Beam, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you hear it and you think, where did that come from? How does this guy do this?
Yeah.
But Outkast and Hey Ya, as I said, these guys, those two guys in Outkast, very talented. But all for me, Hey Ya was just a fun pop song.
Yeah.
Just a fun one. Okay, so let's go into number 9. Fleetwood Mac Dreams.
I think it deserves to be up there.
Do you really? Oh, this is an interesting one, yeah. Okay.
My question about that is, if people in the new generation, like we're saying, new generation, are choosing these songs, are they choosing this song here based off the TikTok video that went viral and basically re-released the song for Stevie Nicks?
It went
viral again.
It went on viral and it hit top 5 again last year.
So is that the only reason they think this song is so good? Because it's a good song. It should be the top 50 easily.
I actually wouldn't even say top 50 because to me, look,
you wouldn't
Fleetwood Mac are a band that I grew to like as I got older. As I was younger, I didn't like them. They were too mellow. It was too soft. But as I've gotten older,
you learn to appreciate it.
I appreciate Fleetwood Mac, the songwriting, the craft behind the songwriting, and the playing.
Yeah,
they were all terrific singers, songwriters, and players.
Yeah.
And their story is fantastic.
Yeah.
But Dreams for me is like, it's just a song. But as you said, TikTok is where a lot of people are getting
This
they're
generation
using now. This generation are getting their songs. So if that's their way to get into Fleetwood Mac, then that's not a bad thing.
No. But does that mean that a generation now are choosing songs off to top 10 because of what they hear now?
Yeah.
That's the only way I can think about this being in there, because normally you would not put Dreams with Outcast.
Yeah, but also,
You know what I mean?
look, it's a taste thing, I suppose. I personally like "Go Your Own Way." I think that's a fantastic song. But his Dreams, it's kind of a weird one, isn't it?
I just don't think it really matters what song from Fleetwood. I just find if we're talking generational, they must be getting it from somewhere, because that generation who's choosing Outcast would not normally choose a Fleetwood Mac song unless this happened on TikTok.
And
which
we said before that it's not the Rolling Stone editors. It's it's them, as well as a whole bunch of other artists.
Yeah.
They've taken it from, and these are artists current to older artists and stuff like that. So yeah, that's interesting that you say that. So look, the number 8 one, Missy Elliott and Get Your Freak On.
Yeah.
Do you know the song, Chris?
No.
I've got to admit, I don't either. Okay, in all my time,
when I just hear Missy Elliott, and that's just probably me being, the metalhead, whatever I am. Mm-hmm. For me, who I can appreciate good songs, but for me to hear Missy Elliott being top above Beatles or to be above other songs from bands like that, Rolling Stones, I find that quite strange.
Oh, it's a rap thing too. It's a hip hop thing.
Yeah.
Is she an influential female hip hop artist?
I'm presuming she is.
I suppose she is.
Yeah.
I remember the song "If You Work It," which came out in 2001. Mm-hmm. I did like her.
I know that song, yeah.
Yeah, I quite liked her. I think she's very good. I probably have heard "Get Your Freak On." If you want to play for me, I think I can. I think it's coming to me now, and I think there's a sample in it. But don't ask me to sing "Get Your Freak On."
I wouldn't anyway.
You wouldn't? Well,
normally
you've heard me every off mic. Chris always says, "How does that song go?" How's that? No, I don't like it. I don't know if it's my singing or the song, but Chris goes, "I don't like it." Get Your Freak On. So, look, this is it, isn't it?
Is she acting now in the new 50 Cent Power?
I don't know. I know she was ill for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, she.
Oh, that's Mary J. Blige, sorry.
Yeah. Mary J. Blige does a lot of acting now.
Yeah, she's more pretty influential, I thought. Anyway.
She's more into that R&B sound than, say, Missy Elliott with Get Your Freak On.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't comment really on this one because I don't know the song. I just find it a weird song to be added into, not knowing the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of female rap artists, yeah. And look, in a way, maybe Chris and I are showing our age here a little bit, but I think the thing is, it's, as you said, are we out of step now? Mm. We're
the older parents hating our kids' music.
Yeah, we're the older grumpy kids. But is it now? Has it got to this point where for years it was all this, and now all of a sudden it's like the kids have gone, no, this music, because this one thing I've always thought is that rock music, the reason why it was aging and getting old is because we weren't letting go. We were sort of sitting there saying, this music is ours and it's the best, and don't ever change it because everything you like is crap.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the younger generations, and they're saying, no, your music's good. Because they do. I think I said in the last episode how my kids like an old Mondo rock song.
Yeah.
My middle daughter loves Elton John's I'm Still Standing.
Okay.
Loves that song.
Yeah.
Plays it all the time. Loves that song.
Yeah.
It's... So they like a lot of that, but they've got their own thing, and they're finding the influence, and I can't hate them for that.
No.
I mean, we'll get into this because we're going to go right into... You get on some of the websites like news.com.au, which just really appeals to a baby boomer market, and they hate this.
Yeah.
Where's the Led Zeppelin? Where's that? And sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, if there's... Don't need Led Zeppelin anymore if this is what they want. If this is where they are. They're not looking at Led Zeppelin and saying, that's great. That's not a bad thing.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, here we go. Number 7, The Beatles and Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay. Silence from you.
Well, I'm not the biggest Beatles fan anyway, but I do like that song. It's a pretty catchy tune. It's a pretty good song.
It was a pretty good song. Do you know it never went to number 1?
Yeah, really? Oh,
it was one of the few Beatles songs that never went... I can't remember what... It was some Engelbert Humperdinck song that stopped it from going to number 1. It's ridiculous.
But I think knowing the catalogue of Beatles, there's probably better songs that could be on the top 7
Top 7. Well,
over that song.
all right, I get Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay, this is where I'm going to go with this one. Why it's probably up higher is because it's a psychedelic song.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I can sort of see the whole psychedelic Strawberry Fields, the link to dance music. Some of the original dance music festivals were called Strawberry Fields. And, I can see the sampling involved.
You can actually visit Strawberry Fields in New York.
Yes, you can.
I've been there. It's not far from where he used to live.
Yeah. Well, he was murdered where he was living.
Yeah, stood there too.
That's right. Now, look, in the top 20, I Want to Hold Your Hand came in at number 15.
Wow.
That, for me, is the Beatles song, because that, to me, is the one that started it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're looking at that ground zero, that point where you go, this is where the whole thing started, it's I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah.
The Beatles, pardon me, on the Ed Sullivan Show, singing that to America in 1964, changed everything.
It did. And that should be probably higher, I would have thought.
Yeah, so I see that Strawberry Fields, you almost want to see the percentages. But I imagine with 500,
And the age bracket of people who
and
voted.
Who voted? What was the demographic there involved with that?
Yeah.
But look, I like it. It's a fine song.
Yeah.
And I'm a Beatles fan.
Not
like yourself. I am a Beatles fan. But it's not the one I would have picked.
And like I said, there's other ones I know of which I would put above that one.
Look, my favourite Beatles song is I Am the Walrus. But I know that's not going to be in the top. That's just an oddity, and I love the song because it's so odd and it's so weird, and I love that one. But okay, here we go. The number 6, Marvin Gaye and What's Going On. Now, Chris, be honest, you don't know this song, do you? You've never heard this song.
I wouldn't say I've never heard it. I probably need to hear it to know what it is, but I don't know.
You probably have heard it.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
It hasn't struck
until I hear it again.
It hasn't entered into your consciousness.
I know who Marvin Gaye is, but I just don't know that song.
Okay, in my opinion, it's a fantastic song.
Right.
It is one of the best songs ever recorded.
So people who vote for Outcast also listen to Marvin Gaye.
Well, Marvin Gaye, that's
it with what I find is really
the problem
strange.
with the whole Marvin Gaye thing is the lawsuits. Remember the Robin Thicke song?
Oh, yeah.
It was Marvin Gaye's family.
Is that the song you used for this?
No.
No, okay, right.
But this is it. Marvin Gaye is there. It's in the... People know who he is. And still, it's a great song. Came out in 1973 from the album of the same name.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song about... See, and this is where we're getting... Obviously, it's an American list. There's a lot of American... Because I haven't seen an Australian act yet. And honestly, I can't imagine an Australian song. I think the highest one is Back in Black.
Oh, really?
See that? Yeah, it's in the top 100 somewhere. That's the highest ranked Australian song.
Okay.
Back in Black.
And it's in the top 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Top Friday on my mind. Come on. That's the better. That's the one, But anyway. Back in Black.
That's a generational thing too, then.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? It's very much a civil rights era song. It's all about the world they live in and everything like that. I see it in the top 10. I couldn't, if it was in any top 10, I would never dispute that.
Yep.
Alrighty? So,
I have to disagree with you. I have no idea. So.
Well, no, be honest.
Yep.
That's what we're here for.
Yep, exactly right.
That's what we're here. It's an honest thing, and we all will learn. So here we go. But you'll see there's a theme going through the whole thing. Number 5 is Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's like the Beatles. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah,
if anything started a revolution, it was that song.
And it probably deserves to be in the top 10. And
definitely
I've got no
deserves to be
with that.
Yeah,
especially if the kids are voting it and this generation's voting it. That song's still around.
That song's still kicking.
It's going to always count.
Yeah, that song's still going to kick. So, not much we can say about that one. All right, number 4. Now, this was the former number 1.
Oh, was it really?
Yes, this is the former number 1. This is Bob Dylan and Like a Rolling Stone.
Oh, there you go.
Now, what are your thoughts? Do you know the song?
I've probably heard it again, but I don't know what
you will have heard Like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah,
it is a great song. It's a great... I think it is one of the great songs. I think Bob Dylan is definitely like the Beatles. It was the Bob Dylan and the Beatles in the 60s that changed music. Because
very influential.
It was the songwriting.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. The Beatles kind of showed that You could play your own instruments. You didn't have to be like, you could play your own instruments, not even that well. Because to be honest, those early Beatles, they're making a racket.
Who?
The Beatles, they're making
I thought you meant like Bob Dylan.
He's making a racket.
He plays out of tune, doesn't he?
Oh, doesn't he? What? Oh, the whole Bob Dylan.
He calls it new tunings, but it's actually out of tune.
It's just out of tune. I think the Beatles were lucky they were in tune at most of their time, but they sang good harmonies. But the thing is, the Beatles wrote their own songs, and Bob Dylan wrote his own songs too. And that was the catalyst. It made
he was so different.
Oh, he was
his voice and everything about him and his persona, everything about him was just, it's like, he was needed right there and then.
Yeah.
And it was something different to everything else that was going on. So it worked really well. And I don't know the song, but I think Bob Dylan should be in the top 10 no matter what.
Yeah. I think with Bob Dylan too, what I have always liked about Bob Dylan, which is something that confounds a lot of people, is his desire to always want to be moving forward. Mm-hmm. This is a guy who's never sat back and gone, well, I'm going to sing like a Rolling Stone exactly how I recorded it.
Yep.
When I go on a night, if I want to change the tuning of it, if I want to change the tempo, if I just want to change, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have said, they go to a Bob Dylan concert and they go, hang on, is he doing this like a Rolling Stone?
Even his bandmates.
His band.
What's he doing today?
Apparently he never talks to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Charlie Sexton has said Bob never talks to us. They literally probably either have a set list or they just follow the Bob playing.
Wow.
They just follow.
If that's the case, they must be really good musicians.
Oh, Charlie Sexton, man. He is pretty phenomenal.
To be able to just do that and follow someone who's not always in time.
I know. But look, like a Rolling Stone, I said to you once we were driving home, I think the album too that it came from, Highway 61 Revisited, is one of the great rock records, purely because it sounds like a bunch of guys in a studio just bashing it out.
Yep.
And when you got Dylan's masterful lyrics and arrangements, and the band are just literally, it sounds like a bunch of guys in the studio. Like apparently the organ part on Like a Rolling Stone, I can't remember the artist's name who was doing it. He was well known though. He was making it up as he went along.
Oh, really?
Literally.
Okay.
Bob said just play along what you think. So what we said before about, that's where it kind of came from. When Bob Dylan went electric, it was not about structure or anything. It was just about get it out there.
Yeah.
And he seemed to have create that energy on stage. I saw the good documentary. It's called a fictional documentary almost. The Rolling Thunder tour he did in the 70s.
All right.
And he was getting all these people on stage, like Mick Ronson from David Bowie's band and all other, and they would just play. Oh. I don't think they even knew what they were playing half the time, but they would just play.
Yeah.
Because Bob was that sort of guy. Yeah. So anyway, all right, we'll stick with that one. Number 3, Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. Another blank stare from Chris. Okay. Chris is. Oh look, Chris. It's not a fault of yours. You're not up on the soul music. You're not up on your civil rights era stuff.
Never.
I don't know a lot of young people who would be up, but this says me a lot about American music at the moment, and the American psyche, and American music fans. That this civil rights anthem from 1965, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, that would make sense then, with all of what's going on.
Yes, and they'll say a lot about the top 3 that's going on here.
Yeah.
This is definitely for now, but it's so of its time.
Yeah, when you look at the top 3, Sam being the first, you can see that kind of like link.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's definitely this link. Now I'm talking it out. I can see this link that's going on here. Because number 2, it goes all the way to 1989, and Public Enemy's Fight the Power. Now, I'm a Public Enemy fan, and Fight the Power is one of the great rap songs of all time.
Yeah.
And it's certainly, but as a white guy, it shouldn't affect me as much as it does. But I love it. I think it's great. I think they were one of the first hip-hop acts to really kind of say something about America.
But you were saying, though, before hip-hop, they were punk?
No, it was Beastie Boys we were talking about.
Oh, Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys, yeah, the Public Enemy. No, Chuck D and Flavor Flav.
Oh, yeah, with the big clock.
Yep. Yeah, boy. Sorry. I just love the way you used to do that.
Right, the big clock.
You know, and like, it was the theme song to the Spike Lee film, Do the Right Thing, which is a fantastic film in its own way, and it just goes to show that things haven't changed a lot in America. And you can really, I'm starting to see this whole connection that people either want change, and then because the number one is Aretha Franklin's Respect.
Mm-hmm.
A terrific song.
Yeah.
Is it the greatest song of all time, Chris?
No chance.
I don't think so.
Nah.
But they think it is.
Yeah.
It got enough votes
to be number one.
I would like to know what
songs.
I would like to know what the percentage was. How much editorial, influence was there on this one?
And again, I'd like to know the age bracket of the majority of voters.
But it does seem to me too that the top three, it is indicating something about civil rights songs,
fight the power,
women, fight the power, black women especially. Now, look, a lot of people have accused this list of the woke thing.
Yep.
I will not buy into the woke argument. This show is not about that, Chris. We are not going to buy into that in any way. I mean, we will often sometimes say that, things change. And there is. The world's changing.
Mm-hmm.
Attitudes have changed. And it's definitely showed in this top 10.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Well, all up, we've talked about it. I felt talking about it here, it's given me a little understanding.
Yeah, I think when you pinpointed the fact that these three songs are about that, I can probably understand those three being in there. But I still don't understand how you can get, if it is a generational thing and they're voting, how you get Hey Yeah or Hey Ya to respect.
Yeah, what's the connection?
Where's the connection from that for... I understand the Fleetwood Mac Dreams because that was a TikTok thing, so generational.
Yep.
I could understand why that would all of a sudden become a song that people would choose. Smells Like Teen Spirit, understand. Strawberry Fields, I don't understand.
I don't know about that.
Would be the first choice of their songs. You would think because of the what's going on with the world, you'd think that Imagine from John Lennon would be in there instead of the Beatles song.
Well, Imagine came in at number 19.
Right. So for me, that's too far down. If you're going those top three in that link, then you'd think that Imagine would be number 4 or up there as well because it's the same kind of like storyline.
I just think Imagine's a very boring song. I do. How many times have you heard Imagine?
Too many.
Yeah, it's like when people say, "Oh, why isn't Stairway to Heaven there?" Really?
Yeah.
Do you really need to listen to Stairway to... Or have you listened to Stairway to Heaven recently? The best part of that song is when the electric guitar and the drums kick in and Jimmy's solo and John Bonham's drumming. Superb and sublime.
The best part of that song is when it finishes.
No, that bit. That guitar, that bit. John Bonham, that's the only reason.
The only version I listen to would be the Guns N' Roses version.
What?
And I don't like it.
Didn't Mastodon do a version of it?
Did they?
Yeah, it's pretty good, actually.
I'm going to listen to that.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I actually enjoyed the Mastodon version.
Okay, have you heard their new song?
Yeah, I'm not sure about it yet.
Oh, I love it.
We'll have to give that a bit of a...
Yeah. Another day.
Another day, yeah, but I've listened to it once, and I got to admit, it didn't sort of pull me in the way some of the other Mastodon songs have. All right, well, I'm just going to quickly go through the 20. So 11 is the Beach Boys' God Only Knows, a beautiful song from Pet Sounds, but I don't know. I mean, it's a great song. Stevie Wonder, Superstition at number 12. I love that song.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that.
No.
It's a great song. The Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter at 13. One of my favourite Rolling Stones songs. I'm glad it's not I Can't Get No Satisfaction.
Yeah.
If I don't hear that song again, Gimme Shelter's so much better.
All right.
Okay, The Kinks, Waterloo Sunset. Love that song. Beautiful song. The Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand, came in at 15. That was the one I said that should be up. Should be up there. Yeah. Number 60, Beyonce and Jay-Z, Crazy in Love. Yeah, that spells conspiracy to me. They are the Illuminati.
They are paying someone.
Somebody. It's a good song, but come on. Number 16. Number 17, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. Generational Thing, the movie.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, that movie was huge, man.
Yeah, it was.
That movie was absolutely huge. So, and people went, "Oh, I love Bohemian Rhapsody," but I'm thinking,
well, the 18's gonna be interesting.
You do realise that Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody is nonsense.
In what way?
Just the whole thing's nonsense. Oh. Lyrically, everything. It's overblown.
Yeah, it's very weird.
You listen to it, you really even now you just go, "It is overblown nonsense." Yeah.
It's very strange lyrically, but musically it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, and it's the apparently the hard guitar solo part is the slow one at before the opera bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they reckon that's a very difficult guitar solo to play. So, always take my hat off to Queen. Musically, great band. Prince, Purple Rain. Love that song.
There's not much Prince I don't like.
No,
He's good.
he's good.
I think it could have been Dove's Cry, to be honest, as well.
Dove's Cry had more of an impact. That's what I think is an interesting one. I mean, Purple Rain is probably a song that has lasted.
Yeah.
And it has that beautiful, emotional guitar solo.
Yeah.
Do you know he was actually wanting to write a song similar to Bob Seger? That's what he was trying to write, a Bob Seger song. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, Bob. I love Bob Seger, and Bob used to do those big, epic ballads, you know. The one Metallica covered. What's the one? Turn the Page.
Turn the Page, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. And apparently what it was he was touring America at the same time as Prince at one stage, and Prince wanted to know, well, what is it about Bob Seger? What's he got? That was Prince. Give it to Prince.
Yep.
Went and listened and went, I'm going to write a Bob Seger song.
Oh.
So there you go. And that guitar solo at the end. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. John Lennon, Imagine at number 19. Well, you know, it's lyrically, it's always going to be pertinent, but it's never going to happen.
What?
Imagine there's no countries, and imagine, you know.
Oh.
It's never going to happen.
You mean peace?
Never going to happen, dude. Never. And last, number 20, is Robin in Dancing on My Own. If I had a cricket sound effect, I'd put it there. This is a dance song. That's all it is. It's a dance song. I don't even think it's the best dance song out there.
You don't?
No.
No.
I
don't know it.
I mean, I like some dance music. I like DJing and all that sort of stuff. And I find that one, Sam Smith covered it, and he made it a real, well, not him, someone else did a ballad of it.
Oh, really?
And that's a dance song. That's all that is.
Mm.
And if you're looking at dance music, well, I wouldn't be putting Robin.
No.
So it's a generational thing, isn't it?
It has to be.
The dance music crossover for me was Prodigy.
Oh, yeah.
That was the Prodigy's Firestarter.
Yeah, that
was the one that kind of
pretty huge. Very influential.
Hugely influential.
Yeah.
Hugely influential. So, yeah. So, Chris, there it is. So, are we tired old men?
Looks that way.
Looks like a duck, sounds like a duck.
I'll tell you. I think next year's Rolling Stone Top 500 would tell us a lot more about if it is a generational thing, if next year's is similar to this.
Yeah. Probably not next year's, but the next one. You know, I think they do it every 4 or 5 years or something.
Oh, do they? Okay,
yeah.
all right. Okay.
So
whatever it is. I think the next one will show us, because I think I said before, TikTok's obviously influential. These things, you know, who knows what's going to be happening in the next 4 years with that kind of, with social media. So those songs that come out now in the future will probably be in there the next time.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see the next one. If it's just 4 years away, then
because it's so radically different from the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to always get Rolling Stone when I used to buy the magazine. And look, a lot of people do accuse it of being out of touch.
Yeah.
So is this Rolling Stone's way of saying, no, we're still here, we're still relevant, we're still pertinent to people and everything like that? Yeah, look, I don't hate it. I
don't hate it. I think hate's a strong word for it. I think
some people are hating it.
I'm just surprised by it.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't understand why the choices seems too varied.
If anyone there knows, can tell me. I mean, as I said, I like Outkast.
Yeah,
but Hey-Ya, why Hey-Ya? Why you think Hey-Ya is? Because this, I would like to know what some people's, and I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, it's crap," and I want, give us a discussion. Tell us,
and also write your top 10 songs, or what you think should have been in there over some other ones. You know, just give us an idea of what you think.
Because I would always look at one of those things as when you first heard a particular song, it made you go, "Oh yeah, that changed my life."
Yep.
That made me sort of change the way I am. So, I did ask you, Chris, if you could come up with your 3 or 5 favourite songs of all time.
You did.
Yeah. I hope I'm not going to put you on. If I put you on the spot, you say, and we won't go. But is there a song there that changed you? That you heard that and you went, that's...
I'll give you my top 3.
Okay.
Because time-wise, we got...
Yeah, I know.
Time-wise, who knows? But top 3. My favourite song of all time.
Yeah.
And is a Van Halen song, hence why I'm wearing a Van Halen
Ah,
shirt,
right, yeah.
called Dreams off the 5150 album.
That is your favourite song of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Righto.
If I listen to it now, I'll bawl my eyes out.
Wow.
Because it's always been very emotional for me, but now Eddie's passed away.
Yeah.
I could not listen to it now. I have not listened to it yet. But when I saw...
I'm going to play it right now. This is a man who doesn't show.
Where's the tissues?
Chris is a very stoic person, so it's like...
I went to Mexico for Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wabo birthday bash. He has it every year.
Yep.
He plays 4 concerts in October. I went down there for my 40th, and I saw him play that song acoustically with Michael Anthony.
Oh, right.
And it was very emotional for me.
Wow.
So once Eddie passed away, I haven't listened to the song.
That's interesting that it affects you in that way.
Yep. Always has. Well, it hasn't always made me upset, but it will now.
It just has. It just has that.
It has that thing.
This thing in that song that really that's interesting because it is a taste, isn't it?
It is.
It's a matter of taste because there'll be people out there go, "Oh, it's not even Van Halen's best song." It doesn't matter if it's Van Halen's best song.
Yep. Because numbers. If I gave you top 10, I think number 9 for me or number 8 would have been the song 5150 off the same titled track off the album 5150.
Okay.
And it's a great song. Musically, it's way better, but just emotionally, that song "Dreams" is just
get you.
Killer. And when I was discussing this, when I was thinking about the songs to come up with, I always knew "Dreams" would be number 1, but I asked you, because you start thinking. Emotionally, this song here, but then also genre-wise, depending on what mood you're in, is what top 3, So it was really hard for me to narrow it down to the top 3. But Dreams is number 1. Number 2, because of time constraints. Number 2 is One by Metallica off the Justice for All album.
Yep.
That song changed my life.
Ah, right. Okay.
That was the first video clip they ever did.
Yep.
I was watching Rage.
That was what you watched that in the middle of the night on Rage.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you sleep after it?
No, I watched it over and over again. I used to record.
Yeah, so did I.
I used to make the phone calls, phone box, find out what the playlist was going to be on Rage.
All right.
Go back home, and then stay up if it was a metal night.
Yeah.
Set the video recorder to 000 because it wasn't digital. Press the counter, press record, listen to a song. If I liked it, keep it. Press record, reset it again. Or if I didn't like it, I would go back to 0000 and record the next song.
You must have had some worn-out tapes.
And I've got them all still now.
Wow.
And then one night I was watching the song and it was One. And I sat there just dumbfounded by them. I heard of Metallica, but I didn't visually see them because this is their very first video clip. So One changed my life when it came to music and Metallica and just metal and the melodic side of music and not just heavy all the way through. And it was just brilliant. Plus they used the video footage of that...
Johnny Get Your Gun.
Johnny Get Your Gun, which was just so impactful for that song. It was really, really good. And then number 3, Metallica, Master of Puppets album, the song Orion.
The instrumental?
The instrumental.
Okay. Why the instrumental so much?
When it goes to the slow part, halfway through, and the guitar comes back in, I still think to this day that piece of guitar playing is one of the best written pieces of music ever written.
Wow.
And I love it. I just love that music.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Chris, I love that.
Love my top 3.
I like that. I like your top 3. It really is emotional. But we're going to quit it here. No, I'm going to give you mine next episode. Because next episode, I want to talk about not so much top 3, because you said, does it only have to be 3? We already discussed the top 10.
Yeah.
I think we could probably come up with 10 because I liked when you told me about the Van Halen one, Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
If I could give you one, my number 1 is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd.
Ooh, love it.
It's my favourite song. And there's so many different versions, but there's a particular live version where David Gilmour's guitar solo just flies.
Is it off Pulse?
Yeah, the Pulse version.
Oh, my goodness.
The Pulse version. Gilmour's solo is just... It's otherworldly.
Yeah.
The guy was, for a guy who just did predominantly blues licks, it's this beautiful guitar solo.
Yeah.
Even on the recorded version, I just try to get any version I can of this particular song, especially if Gilmour's playing it.
Yeah.
You know, it was always that one thing. When Roger Waters brought the wall around, and at London, David Gilmour played the solo.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That's right.
And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be good? But I knew it wouldn't
happen.
He
wouldn't come here, yeah.
It wouldn't happen. But there's an emotional thing too. It's this whole connection to it, because it probably doesn't affect me in the same way. I still feel when I listen to it that I'm soaring. You know, when I saw Pink Floyd live in '88, and I saw Roger Waters doing the wall, and he had the soloist, and he did a great job.
Yeah.
The guy who played it. I close my eyes. I'm in another place.
Yeah.
And I go somewhere. But the connection for the song for me was, I'm a 17-year-old and I just got my heart broken for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, you're sitting there and you're sitting in your room and you're staring at the floor, you know, and you're wondering if the floor could open up and suck you in, but it won't. But you just keep staring at the floor, just hoping that it will.
Yep.
And Comfortably Numb came on the radio. And there was a line in the song that said, the child has grown, the dream is gone.
All right.
And to me, that was like, I felt like I was no longer a kid anymore. This is adulthood now. This is what it's like to be growing up. And even though the song's not about that,
it
was that line that just made me think, yeah, you know, I mean, literally the song's about something else.
Yeah, you'll be right.
Yeah, and feeling comfortably numb was like how I felt. I felt numb.
Yep.
I'm a 17-year-old. I'm an emotional 17-year-old.
Yep. What's your number 2, though, quickly?
It is David Bowie's Heroes.
Oh, wow.
Another one.
There you go.
Just when the time he gets to that final chorus, and there's this wonderful video on YouTube of the producer of the song, Tony Visconti, going through it piece by piece, how they break Robert Fripp's guitar parts, Brian Eno's keyboard bits. And it's, even now I'm getting the chill up my spine thinking about Heroes. David Bowie's Heroes, just really, another one, just an emotional song for me. And I love, he's brought out versions in French and in German.
Oh, wow.
And they're great to listen to. The German version is wonderful, but he gives it every bit. It's one of Bowie's finest moments. I'm a Bowie fan. I loved him, but, you know, it's like Heroes is this moment where he was like, he cannot be touched.
Yeah.
That is why he is one of the greatest artists. You can look at Ziggy Stardust and all the other stuff. Anyone says to me, oh, you know, their favourite Bowie song's Let's Dance. It's a fine song. It's a great song. But for me, it's like, no, Heroes.
Yeah, that's where emotion comes into so much when you're choosing your top songs.
Yeah.
Because I have in my top 10 some Belinda Carlisle songs.
Yeah. But that's okay.
But they are brilliant songs, and there's reasons behind that as well. And also Janet Jackson's songs, there's reason behind that. Pink, there's, you know, Dream Theater songs.
See, there we go. I think
they're all just emotion, and they're all based on where you were at the time when you first heard it, like you just said. And that's what creates that kind of like connection with that song.
Yeah.
Which you always, no matter how old you get, you're always going to have that one connection to that song that's going to keep you as in your favourite song. What's your number 3 quickly?
Number 3 quickly is Racing in the Street by Bruce Springsteen.
Right.
Bruce Springsteen.
You're a huge Bruce fan.
I love Bruce Springsteen. And Racing in the Street, I remember when I saw him first, and he played it live, and I didn't even know the song.
Right.
I thought it was going to be this big, fast. I knew there's a song called Racing in the Street. It's probably one of Bruce's big anthems. And it was this beautiful song that starts slow, and it has this beautiful piano and organ. I love the outros, see?
Yep.
Beautiful piano and out that just rose and took you to a place. And it's really good on the album Darkness on the Edge of Town, but on the live album he brought out, Live 75 to 85, there's a big 8-9 minute version, and it's what he did on that tour. Sublime. He has done it since. Every time I've seen Springsteen since, he's never played it. I'm like, come on, play Racing in the Street is my favourite song. But he changes the lyrics now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does. Because the song is not it's about what I loved about Bruce Springsteen. Oh, we could go on here. Is I always felt lyrically, I think he's an amazing showman and he's a great songwriter. Lyrically, he's always been that guy that you can sort of relate where you are in your life with him. Like he brought out Racing in the Street when he was 28. When you start to ask questions about your life and things like that, and where you think your life is going, and is everything turning out the way you because that's a lot of Springsteen's thing. Is everything going the way you wanted it to go? Is everything happening for you, you know, everyone says it's a working class thing. It's just a struggle. He understands human struggle. He understands human joy, what makes people happy. He understands what makes people sad. And he's able to put it in his music. And he can be triumphant and he can be despairing and he does it all. You know, and we could talk more about this because I really do see that we have run out of time. Oh, we've gone overtime now. Chris, the other program coming in here, they're going to be knocking on the door.
Yep.
So I think next step, let's come up with, we'll just go through our songs that changed out because obviously there's more.
Oh, absolutely.
And people, and hopefully it's an episode you guys can relate to as well, you know.
Yeah,
so
just comment with your favourite songs.
Please,
and we'll listen to them if we don't know them. I'll listen to them.
Yeah, we will. I will. Yeah. Anyway, don't forget, subscribe, like, everything. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and others, and
Instagram,
Facebook.
Tell your friends.
Tell people you don't even like.
YouTube.
Just shout in their face. The Music Bar Podcast and shake them around.
Steal their phone and go on their accounts and subscribe for us.
That's right. You know.
But yeah, thank you very much for listening.
See ya.